lift the weight off of you, help you feel
Big,
lighter.
big time.
Yeah.
Oh, makes me so happy.
So
Seriously, like how the triple conjunction was supposed to be like in Taurus that we had last month was supposed to be like a lightning bolt on the chain between you and like the ball and chain that you're carrying that's like weighing you down. And I was like, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna chop off? Guilt,
mm,
life changing. Holy shit. Yeah. What did it chop off for you guys? Do you resonate with that as far as like in the last month or so, something like breaking off of you?
mhm.
Is that a thing?
Yes. Now that you mention it, I'm trying to think. When was so it was like kind of the beginning of August.
I know. I had it. My phone's over there. It was yeah, early August
Yeah,
with
August.
the
That's
triple
how
conjunction. Maybe
yeah,
even August 1st
maybe a
or
bit.
the 8th. I
It
don't
was before the Lionsgate portal, so maybe the first,
know.
yeah.
Maybe the 1st.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But anyway,
Yeah, right. It's been a little over a month, we'll say.
yeah.
I think my something that really has been like shook loose is my sense of feeling obligated. It's something that's still unraveling, but yeah, feeling obligated towards things and feeling like I'm really sinking into my inner yeses and nos over this last month. And that's super liberating to feel that power inside of myself and to like really learn to trust that, like trust my inner no and not be like questioning the shit out of it because that's normally what I would do. And generally that comes from a sense of obligation, which is totally my self expectations and it's coming from inside of me. Nobody's telling me I'm obligated, but that's something that I'm really unraveling still. And it really is liberating. And it like feels like stepping back into a little bit more of my own power. So that's been cool. But it's been a lot. Yeah. Quite the
It's
journey.
huge.
Yes, I've been given a lot of opportunities to work with it too. It's been kind of amazing how it's unfolded. Like different people reaching out to me who, I like haven't heard from in a really long time and they're reaching out and they want to hang out. And some people, it's like, no, like inner no, just like, nope, I don't want to. The only reason I would do that would be out of a feeling of obligation or guilt, honestly. And then other friends who have reached out, like it's been a yes, and it's been really clear, like, oh, so that's what like an actual inner yes feels like.
Mhm.
And that's really good to have. I've had like these side by side experiences of feeling like an inner no and an inner yes. And it's helped me really see like what those feel like and what the difference is. So it's been very powerful. And I feel like it was just waiting until I was ready. I'm ready now.
So did you say no to the no and say yes to the yes? And if so, how was the aftermath of both of those?
Yeah, well, the one that I wanted to say no to kind of turned into a roundabout. Like, I didn't feel like I could directly, this is something I'm still working through, is I didn't really feel like I could directly say no, which is something I think learning is like how to do that in like a respectful, loving way. Um, yeah, because if somebody's like, "Hey, we should catch up," and you're just like, "Nah," like, I don't know. I don't know if I like that. So I'm still kind of figuring that out. Um, but yeah, it kind of turned into like a plans got canceled last minute sort of thing. So yeah, I need to work on that one. But then the yes was yeah, that was an easy yes. Actually, I wanted to like I think I sat on it. I even questioned my inner yeses, I realized. I'm like, do I really want to do that? Like, but I felt excited about it. And then sometimes the fears will trickle in, like, oh, but what if they're going to judge you, though? And it's like, Carly helped me see this one where it's like, is that inner desire to do the thing stronger? Like, is that there? The actual, like, want to do it. Because I like wasn't even factoring that into the equation of like, I didn't think that was important whether I wanted to or not. because I felt like I should or I'm supposed to or something like that. And it's like actually what if I want to do something or not does matter. And I'm allowed to like indulge myself in that, even if it might seem like rude or whatever. Because I'm very afraid of being perceived as being rude. I've realized I've really learned that about myself. It's like I just want everybody to think I'm nice, but then like in a lot of cases when I'm trying to be nice to other people, I'm like not being nice to myself. So that's not fair either.
I think a lot of us can relate to that. Definitely.
For sure.
Feeling the inner yes and inner no, and then actually executing it.
That's tricky. Yeah.
Tricky. And it's like in a way that feels good for us,
Right.
If somebody is attacking me or like, coming after me physically or whatever, my no is going to be much easier,
Right.
Yeah.
But
then it's somebody I care about or a relationship I feel, in line with, then it's like I want to be softer about it. And like I even said, when we were talking, is like my no's in relationship are often no for now. It's just that's just when it's a yes relationship overall, it's no for now. And there are probably other iterations of that can be a yes.
Yeah.
That's just generally how I operate. That feels good for me to say no for now, but what about this? Or like, let's have some dialogue about a possible yes for, something else. That's how it feels good to me.
Yeah. I love that. Like it's a yes relationship. I like looking like that's a new way to look at it for me that I really like where like the relationship itself feels like a yes. And just because like they reach out and they want to hang out or whatever, and it feels like a no this time, that doesn't mean that it's like, I don't want to be your friend anymore. It's just no right now. That's okay. That has been definitely part. I'm really glad you said that. It's been part of my lesson, I guess. One of the friends who reached out to me, she had also reached out earlier in the summer, and it just like felt like a no for me at that time. And I said no, and I said it respectfully and everything. And um, then she reached out again more recently, and it felt like a yes. I was like, that's okay. Just because I said no one time doesn't mean like the friendship is over now. So I gotta sometimes I get in my head about that. Like if I say no, that they're not gonna want to be my friend anymore. But that's like that's not how friendship really works. I don't think I'm learning. It's not really how.
Not good ones.
No,
No.
definitely.
In good ones, we can say
Yeah.
no, not now. I'm listening to a course on this. There's a woman, I think she was introduced on the Blue podcast. She was one of her guests, but she has a platform called the Embody Lab.
Mm.
And there's lots of different courses on relationships, and she's married now. She was married before, and she was homeless and was like a foster kid, so she never really learned like good, like positive attachment. So that's her like desire now, to teach people positive attachment and positive relationship skills. And there's one that I've been listening to on I can't remember the name of it, but I keep going back to it, and she has her husband on there, and it's a replay basically, and she goes through like different ways of communicating that's like positive and helpful. And it can relate to friendships, it can relate to romantic relationships, it can relate to anybody that you have a yes relationship with, and how to continue to keep it not like rose-colored glasses positive, but positive to where you both feel like your needs are getting met and it's not power over or under. Yeah, over time. And she was one that thing you reminded me. I guess I can't remember exactly what it is, but the way that she couches statements and the energy with which she relays it, her and her husband, it makes a big difference. I guess it's a relationship thing when we're talking about, because when we have our inner comfort and we're comfortable with ourselves and we're in worth, and then how we take that worth and hear our yes and our comfort and then be in relationship with other, that's a whole other dynamic that I feel like I'm still learning too. It's like I said, when I was younger, it was my dad and my brother, and they were aggressive. Well, my brother wasn't until later, but my dad was super physically aggressive. So that's all I learned, is how to deal with problems by being aggressive back. And then when I got older, I was like, I'm not actually aggressive. I'm actually really sensitive.
Right.
So unlearning that is a big deal.
Makes a lot of sense. Was it Azria? Is that her name? Maybe.
That sounds right. She's
Yeah.
like with the long blonde hair.
Maybe not. I have no idea. I haven't seen enough of the podcast episodes to know, but that sounds really cool and really interesting. Yeah, focusing on attachment issues. That's powerful work, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah, and I mean, I respect somebody like her. I'm looking her up right now because of her background,
Right?
like if somebody can come from that and then really learn new skills and teach them. It's not Azria. I'll find it later. I'll let you know what it is.
Yeah, cool. That sounds really interesting.
So my Uranus like bust out thing was work and realizing that I was too far in. I was too far in my yes to a no relationship at this point in that situation. I was trying to like not people who are relying on me. I wanted them to be able to keep relying on me, and I wanted to be able to still be there for them. And I'll admit, at one point, like being the go-to person felt good. I was like, yeah, I'm needed. Like, ooh, this is great. I love helping people and having this body of knowledge. And then that body of knowledge and help became my like iceberg that I was sitting under with a toothpick. And then when I started trying to spread it out and say no, I was getting a lot of like pushback on that. And just kept firm. I just had to keep firm. It was very hard to do that because I don't want to let people down. But I had to keep firm and keep going. And people were saying, no, keep going. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit in this. I'm not going to sit in this chaos and pretend it's not chaos and keep going as if everything's okay. So that was a big change. I don't know how it's going to play out, but it feels good that I stood my ground.
Amazing.
And things are falling apart, but I'm just like, I'm not.
I love how you say that so factually. Things are falling apart.
They are.
That's a fact.
Like a power moment.
That's what's happening.
Totally.
But yeah, you seem okay. Like,
Yeah, I'm not going to be like, no, I'm not contorting.
It's like having a tower moment, but you've got a parachute or something. It's like, yeah, I'm falling out of the tower and it's on fire and it's crumbling, but I'm slowly floating down to the ground.
Something will catch me.
Yeah.
I know it will.
well, that's kind of that place you said of like, I like to float above identity. Like, you're clearly not identifying with this job nearly like when you're under the weight of it and it is hard to stand your ground. Like, that's almost like a identity battle, it sounds like. Like, I want to be the helpful one, but I also want to like stay sane and take good care of myself.
Exactly.
It's like, which one are you? Maybe they can't both still survive. one of them's got to go. And I feel like that's kind of like all three of us. Like when you listen to the story, like it was like there was a different identity in there that was taking up some of the energy, and that one has got to go. Like that's not the real you, you know? That's so exciting. I think. I love when all the cards are up in the air and the slang, like the canvas is completely blank, and like I love a blank slate. I really do.
So much new space has been created.
Yes.
An exciting place to be.
Yeah.
We'll let it unfold.
So many possibilities.
Yeah.
And the divine timing of like we don't get moved into like a brand new place until it's time to go there. So like there's cooperative components like ready, like up ahead, you know, like they're getting in position, you're getting in position, like oh, so cool.